everyone, this is Dustin with Handheld Legend. Today I'm going to be doing the install of a Game Boy Advance. As you can see, I've got right here the Funnyplaying IPS LCD kit. And I've done a couple things ahead of time, but I'll tell you about those. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be a pretty basic install. We are going to be using the brightness controls. I've pre-soldered a couple things here, so I've got the cable here, and let me set some stuff aside that I don't need quite yet. And always be careful with these LCDs. The lens I don't need just yet. There's a couple solder points, and I'll get to those, and I'll speak to them more directly once I get to those points over here. And I've already gone ahead and prepped the boards a little bit, so I've kind of made the points a little bit, and I even got the cable going on that part. So what we'll do then is, when you've got everything laid out, and I've went ahead and, so for example, I've got some wire cut here already. I did that, did a little bit of prep work, and that's what I would do. And I've got my parts all set aside. So everything is out and ready for me to be able to use. So I just have to grab the cables, grab the mask, all that fun stuff, and I'm good to go. And one of the things that I am doing here, because why not, is I'm of course making a Game Boy Advance, and I'm going to use these here. Let me pop these in real quick and show you what this is going to look like. These are some custom-made DMG, so original Game Boy colored A and B and D-pad. So I'm going to make a kind of like custom DMG looking thing, and these buttons and this D-pad are from Jellybelly Customs. So shout out to my friend Matthew that's over there. He custom makes these. I've had them for a while. I was like, this is a good time to use them. But I am using, you'll see this is kind of a slightly modified shell. And the inside, if we looked here closely, you do need to take out like this ridge that's right here normally, and right here. And they make it nice and smooth. There's also a notch out of here and a bit kind of cut out of over here too. I personally would highly recommend that you get like the modded shell, the pre-modified shell. Just make your life easier. We don't have like tons of colors for them either though, so I totally get it if you're going to have to do that. But there are some separate instructions on how to mod the shell if you need to go that route. Okay, so enough of me blathering. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing I need to do is, like I said, I've got everything laid out. This is a pre-modded shell, so that's fine. I'm going to take out this rubber mask here, and what this is going to go around this lip here and give the screen like a seal to be up against. So let's do that. I'm going to take this center piece out first, because we don't need the center piece. That's where the display is actually going to go through. So I'm just going to peel that out right now. And yours comes with this too, so no worries. So I'm going to set that aside. Don't need that part of it. Now here, see where this little notch is right here? That aligns to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this off and very carefully line this up. And it looks like looks pretty close. There's just a little bit of a lip there, and I don't want that to be showing, so I'm gonna adjust that a bit here. Let me just push that back a bit. There we go. And make sure that's all within reason. That's about as tight as I'm going to be able to get it. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, and so what's going to happen here is I've got the LCD screen here. I've still got the sealer and everything on it. This is going to sit in like this and is going to sit nicely in there. But you know what? I am going to grab a spudger here and take a look at right there. There's like a little bit of a lip. And I'm going to push it down further. There's all these little details that it takes. Yeah, there we go. I think that's going to work for it. Alrighty. And so I've got that part in. And that is going to sit just like this. It's got the red tab at the top. You can see that part of it. Oops. And it is going to line up to the left, basically. Need to get that going. And I'll need to modify this down here. We'll make that so it doesn't show up on the outside. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now, the next thing that we need to do here is I'm going to set this aside, so that's fine. We need to take the ribbon cable here, and we're going to prepare the connection that puts together the ribbon cable here for the actual display and the motherboard where you're going to be able to do like the brightness control. Now you can actually pass this if you wanted to. You don't have to do it, but I don't know. I think it's a good idea to go ahead and do that. And what I'm going to do here is, now I've soldered the point here. This is TP2. Let me see, wonder if I can, yeah, I can get in a little bit closer here. This is TP2. It's just a really tiny dot, so it takes a little bit of careful work to make sure that you can solder that there. And I went ahead and prepared that. And I've also went ahead and prepared the board. This actually goes to the select. So let me take care of that real quick. And now, one of the things that's tricky for me personally, that I hope that you don't have to have any issues with, is I've got a bit of a tremor to my hands from just a natural tremor. So I want to make sure that when I solder this, that I get it to actually stay in a good spot. And so you can sometimes see as I'm doing these things, you'll see my hands shake a little bit. I'm not nervous, I just have a natural tremor. There we go, so we've got that taken care of. Now we also need to do the left and the right. So those are the other parts of it here. So let me flip this over. And these points are right there and right there. So it's on each switch. So if you're looking at it like this and you've got the switches here, there's 4 solder points. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It is the top left on both of these is what you're going to want to solder to. And I've got the the cables right here, and I'm all set. So I've already kind of prepped the places with like a bit of solder. So here, I'm going to do this. There's that, good. And I'll grab this other piece of wire. And here, I'll bring that into view. The only thing is, sometimes I worry, honestly, a little bit about these videos, is because I want to show the stuff that, like, you've got to do, but at the same time, I don't want to bore you either by showing you, like, me soldering, for example. But, got to do what you got to do. So that is quite all right. Now, this is going to go to, let me make sure that's the right one. This one, oh, I see. I want to make sure that everything's going to go to where it needs to. This one is going to go to the left. Let me bring this back into view. There's that. And apologies, it's also a little bit tough to see this. But there's that. There we go. Now, I have to admit that I can't see as well, so these aren't the best solder connections that I've made. But they are going to be workable, so I'm not too worried about it. That's fine. Next then, what we need to do, now this is a 40-pin board, and I wish, actually I had a 30-pin, but you basically just like fold it a bit differently, but I will show you that in a moment. With the, let me see what would be a good way. Let me back this out a little bit. And I wonder, oh, and of course that would come undesoldered. And I will, of course, have to solder that one again real quick. Like I said, these aren't the best solder joints I've ever done. It's kind of hard to see from this distance. There we go. That's better. And this is pretty simple because in this one, you just like take, this is the 40-pin connection and this is the 40-pin side. The other side here is the 32-pin side, and you would just orient it differently. You would be going like this and then kind of bending things around a little bit more. We'll show you some photos of that later. And I will, so I just inserted that there, and you can see where it's like, there's just a little bit of the pins stick out, and you push the bail back in. So that's this component that is sticking out. Once you get that cable stuck in there a little bit, you just go ahead and push those back in, and it keeps those nice and in place. So now what we would do is, we've got this going, and we will fold this down. Now here, and I will bring this in closer again. Here, right there, is the connection that it's going to make to this. So if we look at the LCD here, there's a little bit of a connector on the back here, and that's going to connect into this, and it's going to fold a little bit. So what I'm going to do is See if I can, oh, and there it goes. I felt it snap a little bit. That's a good thing, that's a good sign. And what I'm gonna do here now is, well, let's see if I can do this part here. What you can do is put this back part on, and then you can put your batteries into it and be able to like test things that way. So why don't we go ahead and we'll do that rather than using my bench power supply, which isn't something that a lot of people are going to have. So we've got that. We've got this sticking in right there. Got the motherboard there. And I'll put in my trusty batteries here. And let's back out a little bit. And we'll see here for a moment of truth. Oops. Let me use my spudger. Oh, and there we go. We got the displays. You can see to the top right there, and wow, that is like a really crisp display. That's so nice. Okay, I'm gonna turn that back off. So good. So we got that tested. That works. We'll leave that right where it's at. And one moment, let me grab like my next thing here. Now I need to take the mask off of this. This is, and you can see it's got a little bit of fingerprints on it. So I'm going to take the cover off of the LCD itself that's been protecting it and keeping that clean. So that's a really good thing. And what I'm going to do is mount it in the front. So let me do this. I'm going to lift this up from the back here, and I'm going to pop this. Let me look at the back. And just as they have it, let me do this. Let me see how they want this adjusted. And it looks like, yeah, it goes like just about like that, which is, yeah, to the left and to the top is how they have it oriented. So that's good to know. So kind of like, if I'm looking at it this way, it's to the top left is where it's oriented. And so that's how we're going to mount this bad boy. So here, what I'm gonna do is I've got this like this mounting bracket here, and let me take this part off. There we go. And I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna go around with my spudger and just kind of like push back any piece that's sticking out a little bit. So that should go well. And I'm going to hold the front like this, because this is basically how we're mounting this. And this is adhesive, remember, so I'm gonna stick it to what would be the top left if I were looking at it. And there we go. Now I'm kind of curious. Yeah, there we go. It's I got it mounted there, and it looks like, yeah, looks nice and square and everything like that. It's not like off kilter or anything like that. So I'm going to use just a little bit of pressure, just a little bit, to make sure that it's sticking to the adhesive, and it is. So that's a good thing. So now then, what I'm going to do is pull this around, pop in my B button here. And since I've already got this all connected, this should be a little bit easier. Now, I have to admit, this is kind of like a goofy way to be putting together a Game Boy Advance, at least for me, because I would normally have a screen in and prep all this stuff and things of that nature. So it would have been looking just a little bit different, and I wouldn't put the shell on until the last. Or at least like the rear shell is what I mean to say. Now I get my silicone membranes out. And you know what else I'm going to do real quick? Is I'm going to take out these batteries. Because I don't want them, I don't want that interfering with stuff. Get that out of the way. And we'll put this right here. There's that. There's the membrane for that, and the membrane for the D-pad. So there is all of that right there. And if what we're going to do here is this is folded over and it's already connected. So what I'm going to be doing is, ooh, and that lined up really quick. One of the more difficult parts is lining up the speaker here on the left-hand side. But we've got that going there. And we've got that. So it looks like, oh, there's just a little bit of thickness here. What's that coming from? And let me adjust this speaker a little bit to make sure I get that in there quite right. There we go. That's what we needed to do. Just needed to get that speaker in there right. And everything else, there's a little, yeah, actually that fits really well. That's, there's a little bit of space there, but not much. And so I'll leave that be. Let me actually get out my screws for this shell. And actually, you know what I just realized? I just realized I forgot the clear piece that goes for the power LED. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this piece right here, this little tiny piece needs to go right there. That goes right there for that piece's sake. That way it can show on the front what your power status is. And there we go. We've got this back end connected. So that works. And I need, oops, sorry about that. Kind of bumped my camera rig here. And pop this in here. This is just going to secure the motherboard. So I've got that. And I'll do this one over here too. Here we go. So I've got those both nice and secure in there. This is actually looking pretty sharp. Just a little bit of dust right there. This is, oh no, this is going to be pretty sharp. So yeah, let's do this then. Now, what I am going to do this time is I am going to actually use my bench power. And there we go. It's still running, so that's good. I just wanted to make sure because I don't know, I'm paranoid like that. So I like to check lots of times to make sure everything is together and working. And actually, you know what? Let me try that one more time. I want to try I'll try the brightness here in a bit. And I know this is a bit of a longer video than I normally do, but I wanted to make sure. Let's see, that's going to be up. Oops. Oh, there we go. Now I get it. So I got that going up all the way. And have this. It's kind of hard without the triggers, the buttons there. Put that, oh, I got the brightness up all the way. Oh, and then I disconnected my power. There we go, and then it's reset. Okay, so we got the brightness working. So that's good. Now what I'm gonna do is, from this point, now this comes with like the glass screen already, or the glass lens already, I should say. And this is the custom one that comes with the modify, or with the kit, sorry, with the LCD kit, so that you can go ahead and put this on. And now all that's left, and I'm gonna go ahead and just like skip this part, is all that's left is I need to put the trigger buttons in back here. The motherboard's already secure. I'm gonna pop the back on and screw it all back together. And that's it, folks. So there we go. That's the way we've got it set up for a 40 pin with the brightness control. We've also got the brightness control going and stuff like that. There you go. Thank you for watching. Bye. Okay, I said I'd be back, and I promised I would. So we've got that here. Let's go ahead and let's do this. Well, I'll do that later. And I'm gonna flip this on. Get a little dust there. So now, got it all set. It's all closed up. Everything's looking good. I just need to put the lens on. If I push down select and tap the left button, the left shoulder button, it's going to go down in brightness. And if I tap the right, it'll keep going up. So there we go. Now I just need to put the lens on and all that. There you go. Talk to you later, all. Bye. Okay, and I'm back one last time. Check this out. We've got kind of everything is looking pretty good here. I've got a little bit of like smudges on the glass. I got to clean that off. But I'm going to turn it on here. And there it goes. And it takes a second for it to be able to work with this. But there's the select, and the brightness goes down, and the brightness goes back up. There we go. So yeah, thanks again for everybody for watching. And again, these buttons and that come from Jellybelly Customs. That's jellybellycustoms.com. Matt Whitehead over there is the one who actually custom molds these. No, he didn't give this to us. You know, I bought them myself personally. But yeah, they're just cool, and I wanted to make this kind of like a neat looking DMG-ish kind of GBA for a while. I finally got to. Thanks again, Matt, and thank you for watching.